Alright everybody, this is Evan Rogers coming at you with Evan's Easy Japanese JLPT Grammar Explanation. Now the problem is that this section of the grammar test involves you kind of, I don't know if you really need to know this, but it's the premise of the answer to these questions, and we're going to have to read this whole darn thing to get through it. So this is going to be the answers for 22 and 23 most likely, although I don't know. It's going to be kind of a lot of a setup. We'll see what we want to do here. So you're going to need to rewatch the video that comes before this. I think it was number 53. Okay, so if you're wondering what the heck is on my head, with the light on, it makes my bald head super glistening, so I decided to throw on my kendo bandana thing that I forget the name of. All right, number 1. Nin-san no sakabun. So the no particle links to nouns. Nin apparently had to write something, and it's about what she likes to drink. And now she's going to tell everybody. Watashi no sukina nomimono wa, as for the thing that I like to drink. So watashi no, no modifies the noun nomimono. Sukina modifies the noun nomimono. Sukina is an adjective. Watashi is a noun. So the noun gets a no. The na adjective gets a na. And they both go into nomimono, which is drink. Wa? As for that, kudamono no juice desu. Alright, an exciting sentence. The word kudamono is a fruit. And then fruit is a noun, which is evident by the no that comes after it, which goes into another noun. Juice. Juice is juice, which is a noun. And we have kudamono, which is a noun. And the no particle signifies that the noun that's coming before it is modifying in at least some capacity the noun that comes after it. So we have juice that is being described as fruit. Most likely it means fruit juice. 私の好きな飲み物は果物のジュースです。The drink that I like is fruit juice. The des here is to be polite. And after a noun, des signifies the copula as the word something like is. 大好きなジュースは oh, that was super highlighty. Daisuki is just like ski, only big. In fact, that's the kanji for big, so it means I really like it, aka I love it. Oh my god, it's amazing. So daisuki na juice wa. So once again, we have a na particle. Actually, this technically isn't a particle, but I'm going to call it a particle just because it's easier to think that way. It's apparently a form of the copula, so that's really what it is, but you're going to hear me call it a particle. It's actually part of the copula. It's a form of the copula. Okay, so daisuki na juice wa. So as for the wa particle, as for juice that is being modified by daisuki. So as for juice that I really like. Oh wow, that's an odd choice. Suika juice desu. Suika juice. Suika is a watermelon, and juice is juice. So you might be asking yourself, hey Evan, why is there no particle in between them? After all, suika is a noun and juice is a noun. The answer is it's probably just a really common thing, like orange juice. We don't say the juice of the orange. Just orange juice is like its own word, probably in Japanese as well. And so suika juice is the same way. So as for juice that I really like, suika juice desu. Apparently she really likes watermelon juice. That's a hell of a choice. I remember in Japan when we would go to these stations, they'd always have lots of choices of juice in Japan. For like 120 yen, you could get like all these crazy juice flavored juice boxes. And it was always a good time to see what they had and try them out. That was always something to look forward to at the convenience stores, like 7-Eleven or whatever, at the gas station or at the train stations. Been a while. Watashi no kuni dewa. Alright, so watashi no kuni is the kuni. Once again, kuni means country. And then there's a no particle with the noun in front of it. The noun is watashi, which means I or me. So it's the country being modified by me. Probably means my country. See how that works? So the kuni that's being described by me in some way. So it's the my country. Hey everybody, you might have noticed a sudden shift in things. I wanted to talk about this dewa particle in a bit more clear understanding. So here's the issue with this dewa. One, it's actually really easy if you just sort of kind of ignore it. It basically just means what the wa particle means, but it's really constrictive. It's like more so restrictive than the wa particle. So it's not just watashi no kuni de wa, would translate to, well, in my country, blah, 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 which is kind of what the wa particle does, but the dewa is really putting the emphasis on the location aspect of kuni and how it's just like, it's almost like a super wa particle. Iroiro na mise ni arimasu. So I want to talk about the arimasu. Arimasu is the final verb, and it is sort of a verb of non-action. You can't arimasu something like, hey, the other day I'm going to be that. So that doesn't make any sense. So the location of arimasu, for something to be, for something to exist, for you to have something. Having something almost sounds like an action, but that's not quite what arimasu always means. It works in English a little bit. The location of something's existence is mise ni. The ni particle tells us where the thing is. Here in this sentence, they're talking about the suika juice from the previous sentence. So suika juice ga mise ni arimasu. Iroiro na mise ni arimasu. Iroiro na is a na adjective that means various or many, and it's going directly into mise, which is a store. Iroiro na mise ni arimasu. So in various stores, so there is suika juice, which isn't mentioned in this sentence that we're looking at right now. The ni particle would be in iroiro na mise, in many stores, in various stores. And that's pretty much the sentence. There is suika juice, watermelon juice, in various stores. And then that's not quite enough, because the next sentence, as you'll see soon, is that Nin-san is comparing how frequently, there goes my water bottle. Nin-san here is comparing the degree to which there is watermelon juice in his country versus how infrequently it is in Japan. And we'll talk about the next sentence in the next sentence. But I want to talk about this dewa. Notice first off, watashi no kuni dewa. There's the dewa, and then in the next sentence they have it as well. Nihon dewa. This one makes a little bit more sense. You've heard me say this numerous times. The ni particle is for inaction, and yet the de particle is for action. And yet here we have dewa uteru. So it almost makes sense. And that's going to cause some confusion, because this de could be like place of action, and urimasu, to sell, is an action. But then what does it appear? Kuni dewa arimasu, which doesn't. The dewa and the arimasu here aren't connected. What's happening here is that the short answer is, it just means in my country, as for my country, or, well, here at my country, or back in my country, or something like that. That's kind of just what the dewa is doing. It does have the feeling of location generally, but it also has this feeling of super hard contrasting. So as for in my country, there's juice in various places. The long answer is that this dewa is almost certainly a newer form of what would be a provision, a conditional. Te wa almost certainly came from the ba form of the copula of some sort in the past. And this is basically, for those of you who are grammar junkies and might be a little bit ahead, this is probably a sort of a, maybe not a form of, but a similar function to nara, like kore nara, if it's that thing. And so this dewa is almost functioning like saying, if it's that we are talking about my country, the juice is everywhere. If it is that we're talking about, and then the next sentence, if it's that we're talking about Japan, there are stores that sell it everywhere, or that don't. What he actually says is, I don't know of any stores that do sell it currently, and thus this dewa, this dewa, along with the wa particle itself is actually probably a provisional as well from a long time ago, a conditional, maybe not a provisional, some sort of an eba feeling. These are conditions, like if X happens, then Y, and thus wa particles and this dewa especially is almost certainly translated as, if what it is we're talking about is watashi no kuni, then blah 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 blah. Okay. And that's what this dewa is doing. I really wanted to make sure I got this right because there's going to be some confusion because I've already been telling you about how arimas goes with ni particles and de will go with other sort of action verbs. And here we have a de going into a non-action verb. But then there's this confusion about, well, it feels like a location, doesn't it? So what I'm telling you seems wrong. But really, this is most likely I don't want to say a bastardization, but like a very... This is the cousin of Nara. So like if we have Nara here and Dewa, they probably shared an ancestor centuries ago. And that's kind of what's happening here. This is basically a conditional in the sense that if what we're talking about is what came before this Watashi no Kuni, then Iroru no mise ni arimasu. And that's probably the best way to think about this dewa here, okay? I spent a long time trying to think about this, and I've been looking through this 7,000-page book that I have. Well, it's actually, 1,050 pages, going through this to make sure I got it right for you guys. I also posted on Learn Japanese, and I was told that I shouldn't be teaching Japanese because how could I not know something so basic? But I wanted to make sure we got this as clearly as possible, that it didn't break the rules. And I hope that at least people who have an open mind can see how this would certainly cause confusion, at least to an English speaker learning the language. Some people were telling me that this is just like the normal de location particle, and I knew that was wrong. But I really wanted to try to get that one right for you. That's why you can see the halo effect on my head. Because this is the next day. This is actually Friday. It's 11:14. I don't know if you can see that actually. It's 11:14. I'm going to add this to my video that I was going to make today and upload it for you guys. Sorry, it's a late one. Back to your regularly scheduled Bald Evan. And then we have 22. We have to fill in the blank. 22. We have a comma followed by Nihon de wa utteru mise o shirimasen. All right, the verb, once again, we have a dewa. So we are, once again, unable to, hey, I guess you have to just really like go into uru and then highlight backward. Look, you have to move your cursor into the next character, and then, that's crazy, Adobe. All right, anyway, Nihon de wa. So as for Japan, once again, it functions very similarly to just the wa particle. Just understand that occasionally you're going to hear a dewa when it could just be like, and it operates functionally like the wa particle. Don't know what to tell you beyond that one. It just happens. Nihon de wa, as for Japan, utteru. Utteru is a verb in the te. So urimasu, it's a group one. Urimasu, uru, utte. So the te form of urimasu is utte, and then with the plus iru, adding iru to it, can mean currently happening, or it could mean has happened, but here they're sticking to the idea of currently happening or existing currently. So this sort of means selling stores. And then ute iru is modifying the word mise. So that might seem crazy to you, but if you've been following all of these videos in order, which I recommend you do, you've seen verbs modifying nouns before. And what happens is that verbs are very much like adjectives in that they can just go directly into a noun. Mise, so this is a store that uteru, sells something. A store that is selling something. A store that is currently selling something. We're probably talking about the suika juice from 2 sentences ago. So as for Japan, uteru mise o shirimasen. Shirimasen is, what is it, a group 1 verb, shirimasu, shiru, shite. It is a group 1 verb in the negative, so it means I don't know. So shirimasu is to know something, to get to know something, to be familiar, or to, not to understand, but to know something. So I know a fact. So he doesn't know, and as opposed to wakarimasu, which is to understand something, shirimasu gets an O particle. So I don't know a store that sells suika juice. Suika juice. He's not saying it, but we know that's what he's talking about in context. Nihon de wa, as for Japan, utteru mise, stores that sell watermelon juice. O shirimasen, I don't know. I don't know of any stores that sell in Japan. I don't know of any stores that sell watermelon juice. I do not know where watermelon juice is popular, so he must be from some crazy country. 22. So we have to scroll down to 22 and figure out what our answer is. Okay, so really quickly, in my country, they sell a whole, everywhere sells it, but I don't know of any in Japan that sell it. So I just naturally said but. So we're probably going to be looking for something contradictory, some sort of a but feeling word should go into 22. I'm not talking about your booty. I'm talking about but, B-U-T. Dakara. So this da is the copula, des, in the plain form da, and then kara means from or because. So because of that, selling juice a lot in your country does not lead to Japan not selling it. So dakara is entirely wrong. Number 2, demo, but. This literally means however or but. Totally could work. Number 3, itsumo. Itsumo is going to trick, I wish I could highlight better. Itsumo is going to trick a few of you if you're not being careful. Itsumo nihon de wa utteru. If you just see that, they are always selling in Japan, you might accidentally pick that because utteru is like a continuous thing and itsumo is also continuous. And so you might accidentally pick that one. However, that's not what they're trying to say. They're saying that I don't know of any stores that are selling it right now. And then the last one for motto. Motto means more, or in a great deal more, plentifully more, something like that. Not what we're looking for at all. Like 0, does that make sense? Plentifully or more? I don't. Doesn't make any sense. I don't know plentifully more stores that sell it in Japan. Doesn't make any sense. The correct answer, therefore, must be, if I can highlight it properly, which I can't, demo number 2. Sorry, the 3 is highlighted. That's just because Adobe doesn't let me. It's either whoever made this PDF that sucks, or it's Adobe's fault for being such bad highlighting ability. Okay, so there we go. We got watashi no suki na nomimono wa kurumono no juice desu. So I like fruit juice. The type of juice that I like is fruit juice. Daisuki na juice wa suika juice desu. As for the juice that I like super good, I really like, I big likey, I love, as for juice that I love, it's watermelon juice. Suika juice desu. Watashi no kuni de wa iroiro na mise ni arimasu. It is located at many stores, at least in my country. 22 must be demo nihon de wa utteru mise o shirimasen. I don't know of a store that sells it here in Japan, however. And that would be the answer to the question for 22. I think that's a long enough video. Let's pause it right here. Have yourselves a great day. Peace out. If you would like to support me, I should have done this before I did the peace out thing. So I'll make it quick. Thumbs up. Subscribe, share your social media, one-time donation, paypal.com, or Subscribestar. All the links below. Help a guy out. Keep this stuff going. Thanks to the Patreon donors. There are no ads on this, so I hope that helps out. Peace out, guys.